slow motion picture, bro. You gotta see that CC frames per second. Come on, man. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach shit. They say they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop me. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. I'm on my way. Coming up on by the boss shit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body. Real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I'm from Muhammad. Going up like a rocket. Can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage. So watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house. Call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man. You cut up. None I can handle. 144 with a 4 going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. So I play the corner like a bum with a bando. I'ma lead by example. Keep on stopping, got this bitch off the hand. Got this juice, got this drip. About to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, this is salt. Can't take a bitch unless you with the coat. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach shit. If they make the wrong move and coach shit. One way, one way, one way, one way, one way. I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's one west. You can check the residency. I reside where soldiers die on the soles of their feet. Cause it's death before dishonor. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on his beat. Hope you like it well done. Got the killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fucking scared some. Hit the banging on his beat till my fucking head numb. Black like red drum, black and yellow and one. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one. Told these niggas we was going up. Doing a lot of talking at these niggas ain't saying shit. Feeling like a legend in this shit, little nigga. I'm past veteran. Never feeling third, little nigga. I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like it's white flesh. We all stepping. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, what you doing life. These hands are root GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we know the ride. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Know it's art, you know I'm with animals when we flow and ride. We back again, no cap, when I'm with cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoking, so we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach shit. If they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop me. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. I'm on my way. Coming up on by the boss shit. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Check out my Hebrew drip, my Hebrew drip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh, with my Hebrew chick, and you do not want tests. I got my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand that I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew drip, my Hebrew drip. Check out my Hebrew drip, my Hebrew drip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh, with my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand that I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew drip. Go with a garment down to the foot. Lil' mama came back and took another look. The fringes and them studs probably got her shook. But all I can tell her, I am not a crook. Whole 10 winning. Can't do it by myself, I brought my whole team with me. Tonight I need some help, I plan on killing these niggas. And I ain't talking murder, shawty killing these niggas. I know she probably heard of us, One West, all of New York, since 1969. Looking for an Israelite woman that I can get behind. Take her to the promised land, show her good niggas exist. Fuck what her mama saying, you understand? Listen, fuck the mention, blue is my cologne. All I did was say shalom and she offered me a phone number. Especially when I'm in the zone, I tell fire to the moon, girl, you playing with the phone. Check out my Hebrew drip, my Hebrew drip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh with my Hebrew chick, and you do not want tests. I got my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand it, I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew drip, my Hebrew drip. Check out my Hebrew drip, my Hebrew drip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh with my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand it, I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew drip. And you ain't never seen nothing like it with a drip so hard. Made a straight sheep with dying cause a nigga cold as ice and sharper than a knife. I can change your whole life just by making you my white man. Look, that nigga got the boost beard sprays, man. Look, that nigga got the garnet with the shades, man. Look, that nigga got the spikes on his armband, and he got the Shiller David on his charm, man. No, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Yes, my lady in a dress, they hating, we dead fresh. I'm making their ass sweat with all this masculinity. I can tell she feeling me, my swag on infinity. And this ain't something you can buy. They asking who am I traded in my super tie. And I just got a garment from the captain. Catch me in the club smelling like black. Check out my Hebrew drip, my Hebrew drip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh with my Hebrew chick, and you do not want tests. I got my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand it, I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew drip, my Hebrew drip. Check out my Hebrew drip, my Hebrew drip. You know I'm Hebrew fresh with my Hebrew click. I know you can't understand it, I'm on some Hebrew shit. Check out my Hebrew drip. Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels, thy neck with chains of gold. We will make thee borders of gold and studs of silver. Hebrew drip.
First priest, present thy registry.
Mayad, Bun Yahawada, Bun Yasharala.
Mayad, Bun Yahawada, Bun Yasharala.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua Barakatah. Which one is this cup?
La Yashala.
Majum, this means to stand. Upon off the dumb, you turn face the east. You go do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa,
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayah,
Shabbat Shemayah,
Quadash,
Quadash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shimka,
Shimka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Lakwaka,
Alakwaka,
Daba'ah,
Daba'ah,
Ratazayaka,
Ratazayaka,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Ba'aratazah,
Baratazah,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Bashemayah,
Bashemayah,
Thunanow,
Thunanow,
Lakam,
Lakam,
Cow,
Cow,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Wasalak now,
Wasalak now,
Kawawat now,
Kawawat now,
Kasalak now,
Kasalak now,
Kawawat Kabayayinawa.
Kabayayinawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabayayinawa.
Tabayayinawa.
Banasawan.
Banasawan.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawashayinawa.
Hawashayinawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rad.
Rad.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwa.
Hamalakwa.
Waha'ala.
Waha'ala.
Watapara.
Watapara.
Nahawalamya.
Nahawalamya.
Aman.
Aman.
In the English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth. As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
I cut the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim.
Ba'ashim.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Baba Kushah.
Baba Kushah.
Nathalanah.
Nathalanah.
Hakat.
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 Lerapa'ah.
Lerapa'ah.
Call Makala.
Call Makala.
Wakal Madawa.
Wakal Madawa.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Matazarayim.
Tazariah.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Lahakia.
Lahakia.
Hamati.
Hamatia.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Al-Kawa.
Al-Kawa.
Hatama'ala.
Hatama'ala.
Nagar Shan.
Nagar Shan.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
Wadaman.
Wadaman. In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
The plan of best Israel in Hebrew. You hear the name Magan Hagan, Salim of Love, everyone peace at once. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim.
Ba'ashim.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Raklanah.
Raklanah.
Wayasha'ala.
Wayasha'ala.
Wahabayah.
Wahabayah.
Saparia.
Saparia.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan.
Hagan.
It's like, bear with me 1 second. What's the sister name?
Jasmine.
The Brewer family.
It's like 1 second.
The Brewer family, sir.
Okay. Jasmine Brewer.
Jasmine Brewer.
Jasmine Brewer.
Jasmine Brewer.
Jasmine Brewer.
Jasmine Brewer.
Done.
Francine Williams.
Francine Williams.
Kimber Brown.
Kimber Brown.
Camille Kincaid.
Camille Kincaid.
The entire Anderson family.
The entire Anderson
The
family.
entire Lucky
The
family.
entire Lucky family.
Charles Bennett.
Charles Bennett.
Done.
The Brewer family.
The Brewer family.
The Agnew family.
The Agnew family.
The Riddles.
The
Riddles.
The Billis family.
The Billis family.
All Israel.
All Israel.
Done. Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
Wadaman.
The Wad Arman.
In English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Bless us.
Bless us.
In Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ahahoriah.
Ahahoriah.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Isariah.
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 Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Wa'aratazah.
Wa'aratazah.
Ayathan.
Ayathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Garka.
Garka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Dayashan.
Dayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tzarka.
Tzarka.
Al-Yan.
Al-Yan.
Yamyaka.
Yamyaka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashemash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaika.
Yakaika.
Wayarah.
Wayarah.
Balayala.
Balayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Kalrad.
Kalrad.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Afnapashka.
Afnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'atka.
Taza'atka.
Baba Wa'aka.
Wa'aka.
Ma'ita.
Ma'ita.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Awalam.
Awalam.
In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help comes from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from
all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
And thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Allahayam.
Allahayam.
Al-Damayam.
Al-Damayam.
Laka.
Laka.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Dakarash.
Al-Tashakwat.
Al-Dashakwat.
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awabika.
Awabika.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Amika.
Al-Amika.
Ya'arayamwa.
Yawayama.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayata.
Wayata.
Ya'ai Tazawa.
Ya'ai Tazawa.
Al-Tazapawayaka.
Al-Tazapawamika.
Amara.
Amara.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakiyadam.
Wanakakiyadam.
Magoya.
Magoya.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawai Tazawa.
Nawai Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakaratwa.
Yakaratwa.
Ahoya.
Ahoya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashamai.
Wayashamai.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagaria.
Wahagaria.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amalak.
Wa'amalak.
Panashah.
Panashah.
Am Yashabi.
Am Yashabi.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gub Ashawar.
Gum Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zerawai.
Zerawai.
Nabanya.
Nabanya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamadi.
Kamadi.
Kasiyah.
Kasiyah.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Kayabi.
Kayabi.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Koyashawan.
Koyashawan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Bayan.
Bayan.
Da'ira.
Da'ira.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La Adama.
La Adama.
Shayatamu.
Shayatamu.
Nadab.
Nadab.
Yatmua.
Yatmua.
Kaira.
Kaira.
Wakazabah.
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 Wakazazamanai.
Wakazazalmanai.
Karnasia Kamu.
Karnasia Kamu.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amaru.
Amaru.
Naira Shah.
Nairashah.
Lanawa.
Nanawa.
Af.
Ah.
Na'awa.
Na'awa.
Alahayam.
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 Shayatamu.
Shayatamu.
Yagagala.
Kagagala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Napanya.
Napanya.
Rawaka.
Rawaka.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Dabaira.
Dabaira.
Ya'ira.
Ya'ira.
Wakalahaba.
Wakalahaba.
Dalahat.
Dalahat.
Hariyam.
Hariyam.
Khan.
Khan.
Daradakma.
Daradakma.
Basairika.
Basairika.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Rapathka.
Rapathka.
Dabahalam.
Dabahalam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawan.
Waya.
Waya.
Bukwashwa.
Bukwashwa.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Bahawa.
Bahawa.
Adi.
Adi.
Waya.
Waya.
Kapar.
Kapar.
Waya.
Waya.
Abadu.
Abadu.
Waya.
Waya.
Da'ira.
Da'ira.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Ata.
Ata.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Nabatka.
Nabatka.
Ayawan.
Ayawan.
Al.
Al.
Cow.
Cow.
Haratazah.
Haratazah.
In English. Keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo.
For lo.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted it against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden one.
They have said.
They have said.
Come.
Come.
And let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
From being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel.
May be no more remembered.
May be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together.
With one consent.
With one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Moab.
And Moab.
And Hagareen.
And Hagareen.
Cabal.
Cabal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
With inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher is also joined with them.
Asher is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
And to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of
At
Kishon.
the brook of Kishon.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Like Zeeb.
Like Zeeb.
Yea.
Yea.
Other princes of Sabbath.
All the princes of Sabbath.
And Asamunah.
And Asamunah.
Who
Who
said,
said,
let us take to ourselves.
let us take to ourselves
The houses of Yahweh in possession.
the house of Yahweh in possession.
Oh my power.
Oh my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountain.
mountains on fire.
And as the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them
With thy tempest.
with thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And troubled.
And troubled.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
That thou.
Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Art the most high.
Art the most high.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
So it's Mr. Turn. Shut it. You see.
Deuteronomy 4:32.
Come. Say 4:22, sir.
32.
32. Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 32. In the Hebrew, Kiyah, Sha'al, Na'ah, Layamyam, Washanya, I'm sorry, Rashanya, Ashar, Hayawa, Lapanyan, oh, let's see, there's a cut. Lapanyak, Shalaki.
Now you see the difference of the cut and the bug.
Right.
The cut is the long extension, look like a 7, and the bug is like a small
Lamon,
cut.
Hayawam, Ashar, Bara, Alahayam, I'm sorry, Alahayam, Adam, Al, Haratazah, Willam, that's a part, right, sir? That's a quat. Willam Quatazah. Willam Quatazah. Hashayam. Hashamyam. Wa'ai. Quatazah. Wa'ai Quatazah. Hashamyam. Hanaya. Qudabar. Wait, Salak. Yeah. Qudabar. Hagabawal. Hugadawal. The watch, sir. What's up? What's up? What's a ha? Huz a ha?
It's silent. It's together. It's basically it's that.
All right. Huzzah. A what? Hanashamai. Kama Hawa. Verse 33. Hashamai. Hashamai. I. Kawal. Alahayam. Madabar. Makarak. Matarak. Ha'ash. Kashar. Shemarath. Shema'ith. Hatha. Wala kaya. Wayakaya. Verse 34. Awa. Hanasa. Alhayam. Alahayam. Ladawa. Oh, Salakia. Labawa. Lakwakath. Lawa. Ganya. Makarab. Ganya. I'm sorry. Gawaya. Bamasaith. Bamasath. Ba'athath. Bama Salakia. Waba Mawath Yum. Salakia, no. Bama Wap the Yum.
It was what bomb, what pate. Yes.
Yeah, Wabam, yeah, I can't say it again, Salakia.
Let's say Christ. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Wababa Lot Maha. Wababa Lak Ma. Wabayat. Wabayad. As a qua. I'm sorry. Wabaz Zerai. Wabaz Y. Wa I. But to wa. Salakia. But what?
No.
No.
It's enough. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a tough
Bro,
one.
check him in. Check him in.
I don't know he unclean though.
Huh?
I don't know if he's unclean though.
Check him in.
Let's tell you.
So like I said, what
He said, but
that's enough. Oh,
Yeah.
Salakia. Natawa ya. Salakia. Wadam Warayum. Wadam Warayum. That's a buck.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, sorry. Wabam Warayum. Good Salaki. Gedalyum. Kakal. Ashar. Aisha. Lakam. Yahweh. Allahakam. Bamatazarium. Bamatazarium. La that's enough. La one La'ayan Yak. Verse 35. Atha. Hara'ath. Laba'ath. Salakia. Lada'ath. Kaya. Yahweh. Hawa'ah. Ahaliyaham. Ayan. Iwar. Salakia. Iwad. Kamakan. Malabadya. Malabadwa. Verse 36. Man. Hashemayam. Hashem Ya'im. Hashema Ya'ayak. Ath. Kala. Yalasak. La Yasak. Wa'al. Harataza. Hara'ak. Ath. Ashar. Hana de what? Hana de Wali. Hana de.
God.
That's a God. All right, God. Hagad wal ya wal ha. With the bard, your what? Your the bard what? Shema'ai. Matawak. Ha'ash. Two more. Verse 37. Salakia. Watakath. Kaya. Ahab. Ath. Abath Yak. Wayabkar. Bazarwa. Akayawa. Akar Yawa. Well, you what's a Taza'ak. Bapan Yawa. Bakakawa. Hagarlah. Hagadal, Salakia. Mamatazarium. Verse 38. Lahana Yasha. No, Salakia. Lahawar Yash. Nawayam. I'm sorry. Salakia. Gawayam. Galayam. Wa'ai Tazamyam. Mamak. Mapanyak. Lahab Yaak. Latath. Lak. Ath. Aratazam. Yakala. Kayawam. Hazah.
All right, let's get that in English.
So this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 32 in the English. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God created man upon the earth.
All right, let's pause right there real quick. Anybody know what that means? The Lord said, for ask now of the days that are past. What does that mean? Karam, any idea?
The days the times before.
Exactly. The Lord is telling you to dwell on the past, on the things that happened in the past. Remember the past. You know what I mean? So anytime you hear some Edomite, some Christian, somebody tell you forget about the past, they tell you to forget about your future. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Khan. And asked from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there had been any such thing as this great thing is, or hath been heard like it.
So what is this great thing that the Lord is talking about right now? He's telling the Israelites to remember the past, and then he told them to remember this great thing that happened. What is the great thing that the Lord is conveying to the people right now? Anybody? Mayad?
It's like, sir, would it be how he destroyed an entire nation to deliver his people out?
That's definitely a part of it. It's something. It's something real specific that he's trying to get you to remember. And go ahead.
It's like, sir, considering the context of where it's at, it would be that how the Most High is giving a certain people his rules and laws of how to govern themselves on the earth.
That's definitely a part of it. What is the Lord's? Go ahead, Maya.
If I could it be the inheritance that He said promised us from the beginning?
What is the Lord's greatest quality?
It's like, sir, His mercy.
Exactly. That's the great thing that He wants you to remember. His mercy. The mercy of Him getting you out them stinking Africans, them Egyptians, taking you out of slavery. The mercy of Him giving you the law, statutes, commandments. The mercy of Him destroying the Egyptian army, taking you away from pork and false gods and all types of things. That's the great thing that He wants you to remember, His mercy. Read on.
Khan. Verse 33. Did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard and lived?
Now that's an excellent point right there. He said, has there ever been a people that heard the voice of the Lord thy God speak out of a fire? That's something that blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians have to realize. The Lord is with us and nobody else. And that's something that you can't take for granted. You can't take for granted that you got the law, statutes, commandments. You might look at it as a burden, but that's a goddamn blessing. The Lord gave it to you. He didn't give it to the Asians. He didn't give it to the Ethiopians, the Arabs, nobody like that. He gave that to you and you alone. Go ahead.
If I could, so Hazel, what you bringing out They're like Commander General Hunter say, those East Indians, they have thrown over all those false gods. They dumping them into the river. Every false god that they have, they're getting rid of every single one of them because they didn't help them with the coronavirus, which is of course.
Yeah, go ahead. No, keep on slugging. Go ahead.
I'm done. That's it.
Hey, get our brother a hand. Because that is a heavy point. Meanwhile, your Lord gave you the law, statutes, commandments. These false gods is getting tossed into the river.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They
Right.
throwing their gods into the goddamn ocean. But your God is giving your enemies the coronavirus.
That's right.
Your God is sending your enemies into World War III.
Right.
So you got to remember that. Don't take it for granted. Go ahead.
Khan, verse 34. Or hath God essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation by temptation, by signs, and by wonders, and by war?
If I could, real quick on this point, because this ties into what's happening today. What's happening today over there in our land, Israel, you got the Palestinians and you got the so-called Jewish man. The Palestinians want their God to take them out from another nation. They got a goddamn occupation, which the Palestinians, the land don't belong to them either, but they feel like they're being occupied by another nation.
Right.
Now, our God will take us away from another nation. Another nation can't say that. Another nation can't get the mercy and protection that we got. Read that part again, if you could, from the top.
Khan. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, and verse 34. Or hath God essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation?
The Lord is going to take you away from white people.
That's right.
You ain't got to worry about WIC and welfare. You ain't got to worry about Section 8, rats and roaches, the goddamn police department. You ain't got to worry about that no more. But the Palestinians, they going to have to worry about the so-called Jewish man forever. As long as they live. Go ahead.
Before I even heard of like Israelites and stuff, like my sister ended up marrying a white man. You know, she ain't never had the option to actually hit a word or know nothing about this. I've slept with white women before too. Before I heard this, sold drugs, all of that. You know, I don't sell drugs no more.
That's
right. You know, my brother Bakar, he introduced me to this, and then I started learning from them. I used to think y'all was wild. I ain't gonna lie. Then y'all lost me with the spaceships.
Oh yeah.
And then I started hearing about the spaceships being real. I was like, all right,
hey, now you see him in the news, right? You see him in the news now.
Pentagon confirm it, and I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm already in the truth. You know what I'm saying? I was here before that. You know what I'm saying? I was here before that.
Right.
But just speaking, like, what can I offer my sister? You know, now that I'm learning the do's and don'ts.
You can offer your sister true repentance. You can. She can't leave her husband.
Yeah,
now that's sealed. That's done. But now she knows that. She knows what the truth. If you give her the truth, or you introduce her into the school, and we can teach her and guide her in the law, statutes, commandments, the Lord will forgive that. You know what I mean? What's done is done. It's like getting a tattoo on you. Once you got the tattoo on you, you can't take it off. Once you get married, you can't. There's no such thing as divorce. So she's gonna have to stay with her husband. But at the same time, she can just come into the school and clean herself up. You know what I mean? Become a righteous sister. Stop smoking. Stop. Whatever she got going on, and the Lord will honor that. You know what I mean? Tell her to stay with her husband. That's what the Lord will want. But tell her to come into the goddamn school. You know what I mean? And that'll be that.
That's right.
What about if a sister that's married to a heathen joins the school, and then her man leaves her? Would she be done? Would she be divorced? Or she still or that's her husband?
Let me ask you a question. If you got a wife and your wife leave you, what happens? If you got a wife and your wife leaves you, what happens? You good to go, right? She left you. The sin is on her. So if her husband leaves her, the sin is on him. She's a free woman. You know what I mean?
And she can marry?
Yep.
It's just like if a woman sleep with another man. I remember Bakar was telling me like that's what ends it when they lay with another man.
If we could, let's get that scripture real quick. Anybody got it?
Like I know a sister in the truth that her man left her. You know what I'm saying? So she's free to marry
A sister that's in the truth.
Yeah,
Her husband left her.
yeah. She's free to marry.
Okay, now it's always context to anything that's going on. So you will have to know that specific situation. You can't just go by hearsay. If get counseling on that situation. If you want the sister, contact the camp leader and just go from there. That's all.
Right.
Anybody got that scripture on a woman or man leaving a husband or wife? Adultery. Look for adultery if you could. God damn, someone took my tongue. I know somebody got it, right?
Is it Leviticus 20 and 10?
Let's read that.
It's the book of Leviticus.
Then I want the one in the New Testament with Christ.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall be put to death. So surely be put to death.
That's a good one. It's one with Christ in the New Testament that's more on topic. 19 Matthew 19 and 9.
Come.
Or is that 5 and 5? Matthew's 5 and 32. Either one.
I got it, sir.
Okay.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 32. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication.
So it said, whosoever shall put away their wife or husband, except for the cause of fornication. What is fornication, Karam?
Unlawful sex.
Unlawful what?
Unlawful sex.
Unlawful sex, meaning if your husband sleeps with another man, good night. Your wife sleeps with another man, adultery. If your wife so-called cheats on you, that is fornication. So if your
So like, sir, what also formally fornication would be, say, if a woman's husband sleeps with another man's wife.
You know what? I have to get. I got to ask the man above me on that one.
Khan.
That's a rough one. I'm not sure on that answer. Damn, I heard it before in the past, but I got to double check. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Khan, sir.
That's a rough one. Ooh wee.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so what you said again?
If a sister's husband sleeps with another man's wife, like if a man sleeps with if a married man sleeps with another woman, he just pretty much gains another wife unless he's just trying to whore the sister.
Right.
But if a married man sleeps with a married woman,
Mm-hmm.
so like he said, the sister whose husband left her.
Right.
Say her husband left her and to go sleep with another man's wife.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Which
You know
would
what I
be
mean?
adultery on that man. If any man say you can have as many wives as you want to have, but if you sleep with a married woman, then you committed fornication and you are an adulterer. So we have to check on that answer with Captain Quiet. Anybody got any more questions?
Well, because the sister in the truth and the man left her, but the man just went and got himself another wife, but he haven't done nothing like adultery, and the man ain't dead, so that's still her husband, even though he left her.
I'm not getting your question.
No, cause there's a sister in the truth that her man left her. You know what I'm saying? And but the man haven't committed. He just left her and went and got himself another wife. The dude ain't the truth, but the lady is. But he haven't committed adultery, unlawful sex, and he ain't dead. So that's still her husband, right?
Okay, if the man got him, okay, I'll break it down for you. A sister is in the truth. She has a husband. Her husband is in the world. Her husband in the world gets another woman. She's still married to that man. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, now, yeah, that's all. That's it. That's all.
Oh, so she's still married, right?
She's still married. Reading on.
So I got to start back at the top of 34, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 34. Or hath God essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation, by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, or according to all that the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes. Verse 35, unto thee it was showed that thou mightest know that the Lord, he is God. There is none else beside him.
So, okay, with these 4 verses that we read, what is the Lord trying to convey to you? He's sending a message with every verse up in here. A real specific message he's trying to drive home for you.
So like I said, he's saying, would he be saying, show me any other people that can say, that can actually say that they God did for them what I did for you in front of you. Like you saw me destroy Egypt. You saw me destroy your oppressors and wreck their kingdom and plague them and kill their kids and their cattle and bring you out between the ocean parted. Like you saw all these miracles before you, and you it's your first person witness. Show me anybody else that done that.
Damn right. That's exactly what he's saying. He's saying, you niggas, you Hispanics, and you Native American Indians, y'all better be grateful. Be grateful, because nobody else on the planet Earth can say the things that you can say.
Right.
You can say you actually got a power that's behind you. These goddamn East Indians, again, they throwing their gods in the river.
Right.
And they taking doodle baths.
Right.
They taking doodle baths over there, trying to fight the goddamn coronavirus. What you doing? You at Sabbath service praying every day. That's
right.
how you fight the coronavirus.
That's
by
right.
keeping the law, statutes, commandments. That's how you fight the coronavirus. And the Lord is with you. The Lord is not with nobody else.
Damn right.
India is going into the goddamn toilet, literally.
That's right.
If like my sister came into the truth and started coming to class, would the Most High shed any mercy for our kids?
Somebody get that scripture. You know what I'm thinking about?
House of the Father. You are your father.
I believe it's in Corinthians, if I'm not mistaken. Damn, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Something to the woman.
About the woman being justified by the husband, something like that.
Oh yeah,
But to your question, yes. If you got kids, okay. Say you got a wife, right? And you got a Hebrew name, Kazaiwan. What is the house of your wife?
My house,
What's your name?
Kazaiwan.
So your wife will be under what?
The house of Kazaiwan.
So your kids will be under what?
The house of Kazaiwan.
So if you come into the truth and you clean yourself up, you get your Hebrew name, and you got a woman, she will be under your house. So Karam Gabar, his wife is under the house of Karam Gabar. His kids is under the house of Karam Gabar.
Yeah, but her circumstances is different.
Oh,
Husband is white.
Salagi. No. The Lord could show some type of favor, but as far as salvation, it's not possible. It's not possible for...
No, I was saying mercy. Not that's the same. Salvation and mercy the same thing?
Now, it depends on what you mean by mercy. What do you mean by mercy?
Slavery.
They're going into slavery.
They're going into slavery.
You know.
Will it be the same slavery as the rest of them?
Absolutely. I'll tell you why. It's a such thing called reincarnation. This isn't their first life. So who's to say in their past life they wasn't Adolf Hitler? They wasn't Thomas Jefferson or George Washington or something like that. Just because they have a black mother, it does not diminish their lineage. Their lineage goes back to the house of Esau. So at the end of the day, they are Edomites, and but this is what you should do. They're your nephew, right?
Yeah.
Nephew and nieces.
Nephew.
Treat them like they're your nephew. Don't treat them any type of way.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's your family. That it's a rough situation, but don't abhor them just because of their father. You get what I'm saying? Don't treat them with hatred just because of their father. if they're in your, your family per se, don't treat them any type of way. We got brothers that's in the truth right now who has a black father, but their mother is white. And he doesn't treat his mother with hatred because why? It's his mother at the end of the day. They're going into slavery, but for now, just be cordial with them, if I could.
Yeah, because I got a cousin. She mixed, but her father was white.
Mm-hmm.
But she brought her kids into the truth. So I at first I was thinking like they had some type of correlation with her, but then I had to understand that it's different because their father is black.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah.
So then I was like, nah, that ain't the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering like, so do my nephews go in the same hell as them, or is it different?
This is how you should look at it. If their father is an Edomite or any other race, then they're going into hell, which is slavery, poverty, the things that we suffer today. If their lineage is black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian, then they're one of us, and they'll receive salvation. But since they're in your family, just be cordial with them. You know what I mean? Be cordial, be normal with them. You ain't got to treat them with no type of hatred, anything like that. I mean, treat it like it's business, like you would treat your supervisor. Yeah, I mean, it's a business thing, and that just be that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no big deal. Any more?
Come. Verse 36. Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee. And upon earth he showed thee his great fire. And thou heardest his words out of the midst of the fire. Verse 37. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt. And wait, there go to started at 32. 32, 33. Verse 38. To drive out nations from before thee, greater and mightier than thou art, to bring thee in, to give thee their land for an inheritance, as it is this day.
If we could, verse 38 is a powerful scripture. Brothers that's in the world, how many of y'all, if y'all see an army of Canaanites, an army of 7'7" Africans, no shirts on, Goliath like and shit and stuff like that. How many of y'all see an army of them 15,000 strong? Is 500 of y'all. How many of y'all would stand down that army, stare it down and go to war? Brothers in the world. Do you think brothers in the world will face an army of 15,000 and it's only 500 of you? Who would do that? The only people that can do that is the people that got a God on their side. Right. So the Lord is, read that again.
Khan. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 38. To drive out nations before thee, greater and mightier than thou art.
These nations were established, and we was going throughout their lands, and they had great armies. They were mightier than us. They had more numbers than us. They had more fighting experience than us. Go ahead.
Khan. To bring thee in, to give thee their land for an inheritance.
But we went throughout their lands and conquered because we had the Most High on our side. That's it.
Khan.
Imagine. Next priest. Conga. Is it the registry?
Karanga bar bamba nyam yam banja shala.
Karanga bar, bamba yum bam yashala.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Sharakata.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Brakatah.
Shabian. 4:39. Hebrew.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 39. Wayada Aitha. Hayawam. Wa'a Shabatha. Al. La Baba. La Baba. La Babak. Kaya. Yaha. Wa'a.
Lord's name.
Yahweh. Hawa. Ha. Al. Hayam. Basha. Basham Yam. Bashamayam. Bashamayam. Mama Al. Wa'i Al. Aha. Ratsa. Mathakatha. Ayan. Iwada. Verse 40. Washama. Mashawa. Ra. Tha. Atha. Ka. Kakwa. Ya wa. Wahatha. Matasa. Watha. Yawa. Ashar. Anakaya. Matasa. Wana. Ka. Ayawam. Ashar. Yayata. Ba. Laka. Wala. Bana. Ya. Kwa. Aka. Ra. Ya. Ka. Wala ma tasa no wala ma I na ra ya na ka yama yam ow ha the ma ashar ya Yahweh wa all ya kwa Allah yak natha kwa no lock call ayamayam apa verse 41 asa
It's like, wait, you say verse 41.
yeah verse 41 yaba
That's the first 41 is the first one.
Yaba the ya al Masha Shalash Ira Yum by Ba Ra Ayara the on nah.
Brother in the school's name. You got her done.
Oh, yeah, we're done. Ma Masa Ra Ka Shama Shucks. Verse 42. Lan Lanam
Lanas.
Lanas Shama Shama Ra Rawa Rawa Tasaka Tasaka
Speak up, man.
Ashar
Sharp.
Ashar Ya Yara Tasaka Atha Ra'ai Kawa Non Baba Baba Al Ya Baba Al the I Tha Wa
Wahawa.
Ya
Wahawa.
Wahawa Mana
No, what is low?
La'a. That's what it says, La'a.
La.
I Ra Yum Ha Wakaya, verse 43. Atha Batasara Bamada Bara Ka Ra Tasa Ha Hamaya Shar La Ra Waba Naya Naya wa atha Ra Matha Baga all I the Laga Daya wa atha Gawa all Ka Baba Shar Ka Lamanaya Lamanashaya, verse 41, 44. Wana Tha Atha Athawa Ra Ashar Sham Mashak, Masha'a, Lapa, Lapana, Ya, Banaya, Yasha, Ra, Al, Yasharala.
One more.
Verse 45. Allah,
Allah.
Allah, I, the, Wahaka, Kwa, Yum, Waha, Ma, Sha, Pa,
Yeah.
Da, Yum, Ashar, Double Ra, the bar, Masha, Al, Banaya, Yasharala, Batasa, Thumb, Mama Tasa, Ra, Yum.
Damn right.
Good, sir.
Yeah.
The brothers that's up here reading Hebrew, y'all did excellent due to the circumstances and Officer Corona by. You read it quicker than you normally do. Congratulations, man.
I damn sure was gonna say, Karam, you coming up on that Hebrew.
Right.
All right, let's read that in English.
Deuteronomy
4 and 39. Chapter 4, verse 39.
chapter 4, verse 39. And the English. Know therefore this day and consider in thy heart and the Lord, he is God in heaven above.
Start over. Slow down. Start at the top. Slow down a little bit.
Okay, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 39. Know therefore this day and consider it in thy heart that the Lord, he is God in heaven above and upon the earth beneath, there is none else.
Damn right.
Okay, so the Lord, again, he's driving home that same point that you actually have a living power behind you. You
Right.
actually have a God that fights for you. He said, know in your heart and consider this. Nigga, I saved you. I saved you, and I'm here for you. Have that in your mind. Go ahead.
Verse 40, thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments, which I commanded this day, that it may go well with thee and with the children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which the Lord thy God giveth thee forever.
Now, since I was with you in Egypt, since I was with you in the wilderness, I gave you Moses, I gave you Aaron, I gave you my laws, my statutes, my commandments. Follow me. I destroyed the Egyptian army for you. So follow me and do what I require of you. Go ahead.
Verse 41, and Moses severed three cities on this side Jordan toward the sun rising.
Go ahead.
42.
Verse 42, that they slayer might flee thither.
Okay. Now what does that mean? That Moses severed 3 cities on this side of the Jordan that the slayer might slay, that the slayer might flee thither. What does it mean to sever something? Anybody?
So like I said, to cut it off.
Okay, exactly. To sever something means to cut it off. So the Lord said that Moses had cut off or made separate 3 cities. Now, what are these? What is the purpose of these 3 cities? Read verse 41, 42.
Verse 42. That the slayer might flee a theater which should kill his neighbor unawares.
Now, what does that mean? Anybody?
So like it, sir, sounds like a military strategy. So he cut off those 3 cities so that those are the neighbors, so that they won't come and attack, so like plan a sneak attack against the children of Israel.
Not right here. This is actually in the law. Let's go from verse 41 and read on down. It's a law. He's going over a law. Go ahead.
And hated
41.
Moses severed 3 cities.
You gotta speak. Yeah, you gotta speak up.
Then Moses severed 3 cities on the side of Jordan. On this side Jordan.
Give me that Bible. You take this one. You gave Karam the little print. I see why you can't see. God damn.
Yeah.
So start at 41.
41. And Moses severed 3 cities on this side Jordan toward the sun rising.
Okay, so this is a law that's found in the Bible. Moses separated 3 cities for one purpose. Go ahead.
Verse 42. That he does.
Now this is the purpose. Go ahead.
That the slayer might flee the theater.
So the purpose, I know you know it because I. Okay, so the purpose of these 3 cities is that the slayer might flee into the city. What law is that? Anybody but Kazaiwan. Give it to him.
This is when if a man killed a man, where he can go to another place until they investigated to make sure that if it was murder or if it was an accident or something like that. So his family, like the person he slays, family wouldn't do their own justice towards the slave.
Exactly. Give him a hand. Now, what is that city called in the Bible? Start with an R. A refuge city. A refuge city. Right. So, if you committed manslaughter, meaning you killed somebody on accident, you was mowing the lawn and they fell and he ran ahead over with the lawnmower. If you hit somebody on your horse and they just came in the road, you hit them with the horse. If you kill somebody and it's manslaughter, it's an accident, you can flee into the city. One of those 3 cities, like Kazaiwan said, because remember back in the day, niggas carried swords. Right. And if you killed their cousin, they was coming for you. But if you didn't do it with the intention of murder, you can go flee into one of these cities, and this city is a refuge city, which is a safe zone for brothers until they due process of justice comes about. Go ahead, Karam.
And we should kill his neighbor unawares.
Kill his neighbor on a what?
Unawares.
On a what?
Unawares.
So if you kill your neighbor unaware, meaning unintentionally, go ahead.
And hated him not in the times past.
And you didn't hate him in the times past, meaning this wasn't first degree murder. Right. You didn't plot on it. You didn't think about it at the crib. This was an accident. Go ahead.
And that fleeing unto one of these cities, he might live.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 43, namely Bazar and the wilderness in the plain country of the Reubenites.
So it's one city named Bazar that the Reubenites own. Go ahead.
And Ramoth and Galilee. And of the Gadites.
So it's another city in Ramoth in Galilee of the Gadites. Go ahead.
And Galan and Bashan of the Manassites.
And it's another refuge city that's in the territory of the so-called Cubans today. Go ahead.
Verse 44, and this is the law which Moses set before the children of Israel.
So Moses passed this law. Why did Moses have to pass this law? This should be something that should let you understand our condition today. Why did Moses have to make refuge cities?
Sir, so plainly put, so brothers wouldn't go around just killing each other.
Now, why would brothers do that, though? Ain't we supposed to be the children of Israel and supposed to be merciful? And
Sir, it's because of the curses. Or,
at this point, we ain't suffering the curses
right.
because we are a stiff-necked people. Because
Kind
we are a stubborn people, and if you see your family member die, you forget about kindness, mercy, and everything like that of that nature. So Moses, just like he did with the law of divorce, he suffered it. And he had the thought in mind to make a refuge city just in case he knew this situation would occur. He knew manslaughter would be in the nation, so he made these refuge cities. Go ahead.
Verse 45.
Mm-hmm.
These are the testimonies.
You speak up.
These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Moses spake unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt.
Mm-hmm. That's what Kwan said. If you could take over. Was he done?
Yeah, that's 45. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 46 in the Hebrew. By bar, Hayaradan, Bagaya, Mawal, Bayaf, Gaiwar, Ba'arataza, Sayakan, Malak, Ha'amarias, like it, Ashar, Yawashah, Baka Shabawan, Ashar, Hakah, Mashah, Wabanya, Yasharala, Bataza Atham, Mabatazarium, verse 47. Wayar Shawa, Af, Aratazawa, Wa'af, Arataza, Iwa, Malak, Habashan, Shanaya, Malakaya, Ha'amarya, Ashar, Ba'ibar, Hayaradan, Mazarak, Shamash, verse 48, Ma'ayar, it's like Ma'ayar, Ayar, Ashar, Al, Shapath, Nakal, Aranan, Wa'al, it's like Wa'ai, Har, Shaya'ayan, Hawa'a, Karamawan, verse 49, Wakal, Ha'iraba, Ibar, Hayaradan, Mazaka, Wa'ai, Yum, Ha'iraba, the Kaf, Ashadah, Hapasaga, Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 1, Wayakora, Masha, Al, Kal, Yasharala, Waya Amar, Alaham, Shemai, Yasharala, Af, Hakukayam, Wa'af, Hamashapatiyam, Ashar, Anakaya, Dabar, Ba'azan Yikam, Hayawam, Malamadath, Atham, Washamartham, La'aishatham, verse 2. Yahweh, Alahaya Nawa, Karath, Imanawa, Baryath, Bakara, Verse 3. La'af. About the Abath Yanawa. Karath. Yahweh. Af. Haba Aryaf. Haza'af. Kaya. Atanawa. Anakanwa. Allah. Pa. Hayawam. Kalanawa. Hayayam. It's like a Kayayam.
All right.
Verse 46.
46. On these side,
Is it 45, 46?
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 46. On this side Jordan and the valley over against Bethapor and the land of Sihon, king of Amorites, who dwelled in Heshbon,
You gotta speak up.
whom Moses and the children of Israel smote after they were come forth out of Egypt.
Okay, so this is speaking about when the Lord ordered us to kill the so-called Jewish man and take everything that kill him and take his land. Go ahead.
Verse 47, and they possessed his land and the land of Og king,
It's like that.
Yeah.
king, and Bashan.
Okay, so we took the land of the Amorites, the so-called Jewish man. We slayed them. We destroyed them. 2 kings, Og and who else? And Bashan. Go ahead. The Amorites.
Amorites.
Oh, Salah.
The Amorites.
No, that's
No,
the
that's
Jews.
not.
You talking about Ammon, right?
Yeah.
Right, this stuff. No, this.
I believe you're right, Karam. I think Karam is right. Right? I mean, let's talk about Ammon, right?
This another African. Amorites.
They say Ammonites, right?
Amorites. Let me check on that. There's somebody in here who's the nation experts, right? Somebody. We asked the bar. You know. Go ahead.
Which were on this side Jordan toward the sun rising. Verse 48, from Aroer, which is by the bank of the river Arnon, even unto the mount of Sion, which is in Hermon.
Okay, keep going.
Verse 49, and all the plain on the side Jordan, eastward, even unto the sea of the plain under the springs of Pisgah.
Keep going.
Chapter 5, verse 1, and Moses called unto all Israel and said unto them, hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears. Speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep and do them.
Keep going.
Verse 2, and the Lord our God made the covenant with us in Horeb.
Yeah. Is that it?
One more.
Okay, keep going. Keep reading.
Verse 3, and the Lord made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us who are all of us here alive this day.
All right, let's stop right there. What does that mean? Anybody? Read that from the top, Karangabar, verse 3.
The Lord made not this covenant with the Lord made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us.
So the Bible just said that the Lord made this covenant not with our fathers, but with us. So what does that mean?
Like, so does that mean that they made a new covenant?
No. Is it literal that he did not make this covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob?
Nah.
So like you said, it's not literal. It's Abraham, Isaac, our forefathers, even though the Lord made the promise and everything with them, they didn't live to see the actual going into the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying that the Lord made this covenant with us, like we're the ones who are actually going into the land.
Damn right. That's the point. That's the point.
So like it, but at this time Moses already know he ain't going to.
Is Moses here?
I thought he was. He already done?
No, read on, bro.
That's it.
That was it.
That's
sir.
it. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Margin, Mr. Stead,
Moses is there.
just us.
Oh, turn. 1 second.
La Yashala.
Christ, come on now. Let's see this. Yeah, everything.
You got the curses.
Let's do the scrolls first. Let's do the scrolls first. Let's do the scrolls first.
I believe. Yeah, the scrolls. All right, we're gonna salute the scrolls. Face me, Crown. Y'all Bashim, y'all sharp rock, yo.
Yahweh by Hashem, El Shabrak, yup.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabaraka Yah.
Bashi him.
No. Yahweh
Yahweh.
Ba'Hashem
Bahashem.
Yahweh Shai
Yahweh Shai.
Barak
Barak.
Yah.
Yeah.
Majum makes a stand. Going off the dome, turn to face the east. We do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim
Kwadash.
Kwadash
Hayah.
Hayah
Shemka.
Shemka
Yahweh.
Yahweh
Malawaka.
Malakwa
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah
Ratazak.
Ratazaka
Hayah.
Hayah
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim
Dullanow.
Dullanow
Lakam.
Lakam
Cow.
Ka
Yawam.
Yawam
What's the luck now?
What's the luck now?
Come what now?
Kawak now
Kasalak now.
Kasalak now
Kabawayi now.
Kawaki now
Wala'a.
Wala'a
Tabayayi now.
Kawai now
Bonasai one.
Bonasai one
A ball.
A ball
Howard Shai now.
Howard Shai now
Mayan.
Mayan
Rod.
Rod
Kaya.
Kaya
Laka.
Laka
Hamalakwa.
Amalakwa
Waha'ala.
Waha'ala
Watapara.
Rataparawa
Awalamia.
Wawalamia
Aman.
Aman
In English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy
Thy
name.
kingdom come.
Thy kingdom
come.
come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us our daily bread.
Give us our daily
bread.
So and forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
I cock the power of the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
By Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Baba Kasha,
Baba Kasha,
the Thulinau,
the Thulinau,
Hakat,
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 Lerapa'a,
Lerapa'a,
Call Makala,
Call Makala,
Wakal Madawa,
Call Madawa,
Hakat,
Hakat,
Latahar,
Latahar,
Amatazaraya,
Amatazaraya,
Hakat,
Hakat,
Lahaki,
Lahaki,
Hamathi,
Hamathi,
Hakat,
Hakat,
Al-Kawa,
Al-Kara,
Tama
Tama,
the Gar Shud,
Shud,
Bashimi Hawashai,
Ba'ashem, Yahushua,
Wadaman,
the Wadaman. In English, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
and in name Yahushua.
in the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
Power to heal all manner of sickness.
Power to heal all manner of
And
sickness.
all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Declare best Israel in Hebrew, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Reklinau,
Reklinau,
Wa Yasha'ala,
Wa Yasha'ala,
Wahobayah,
Wahobayah,
Saparius,
Saparius,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Wadaman,
the Wadaman. In English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
In the name Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. Psalms 131 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahahari,
Ahahari,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Izaria,
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 Ma'ai,
Ma'ai,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Wa'aratazah,
Wa'aratazah,
Ayatan,
Ayatan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regarka,
Regarka,
Al-Yanawa,
Al-Yanawa,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Hana,
La'a,
La'a,
Yanawa,
Yanawa,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yashun,
Yashun,
Shawamar,
Shawamar,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Al-Yah,
Al-Yah,
Yamyaka,
Yamyaka,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashemat,
Hashemat,
La'a,
La'a,
Yakaika,
Yakaika,
Wayarab,
Wayarab,
Belayala,
Belayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makarai,
Makarai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Afnapashka,
Afnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza'at,
Taza'at,
Wabawa'ak,
Wabawa'ak,
Ma'ita,
Ma'ita,
Wa'ai,
Wa'ai,
Awalam,
Awalam. In the English, I will lift up my eyes to the hill.
I will lift up my eyes into the hill.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee,
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel,
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
the Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going out
The
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayah,
Alahayah,
Al-Damayah,
Al-Damayah,
Lakah,
Yakra,
Al-Takarash,
Al-Takarash,
Al-Tashakwa,
Al-Tashaquat,
All Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awabiyaka,
Awabiyaka,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Amika,
Al-Amika,
Ya'arayamu,
Ya'arayamu,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayata,
Wayata,
Ya'ai Tazawa,
Ya'ai Tazawa,
Al-Tazapawayaka,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Amara,
Amara,
Lakawa,
Yakawa,
Wanakaki Adam,
Wanakakidam,
Magoya,
Magoya,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Shom Yasha'ala,
Shom Yasha'ala,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawai Tazawa,
Nawai Tazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Barya,
Barya,
Yakaratu,
Yakaratu,
Ahoya,
Mahoya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wayashamai,
Wayashamai,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba,
Wagaria,
Wagaria,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'amawan,
Wa'amawan,
Wa'amala,
Wa'amala,
Palasha,
Palasha,
Amyashabi,
Amyashabi,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gum Ashawar,
Gum Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zerawai,
Zerawai,
Labanya,
Labanya,
Lawat,
Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamani,
Kamani,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sarah,
Sarah,
Kayabi,
Kayabi,
Bonakal,
Barakal,
Koyashawan,
Koyashawan,
Nashimadawa,
Nashamadwa,
Bayan,
Baryan,
the Ira,
the Ira,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
the Man,
the Man,
La Adam,
the Adam,
Shayatama,
Shayatama,
Nadab,
Nadab,
Yatmawa,
Yahweh,
Kaira,
Kaira,
Wakas a buck,
Wakas a buck,
Wakas a buck,
Wakas a buck,
Wakas is on my nine,
Wakas on the night,
Call Nasi Akama,
Call Nasi Akama,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amar,
Amaro,
Nair Rashad,
Nair Rashad,
Nanawa,
Nanawa,
Ah, Na'awa,
Na'awa,
Alahayam,
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 Shayatama,
Shayatama,
Kagagala,
Kagagala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
the Panya,
the Panya,
Rawaka,
Rawaka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Double Ira,
Double Ira,
Yaira,
Yaira,
Wakalahaba,
Wakalahaba,
Dalahat,
Dalahat,
Hariyam,
Hariyam,
Khan,
Khan,
Daradakma,
Daradakma,
Masa Ira,
Masa Ira,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapatha,
Wapatha,
Double Halam,
Double Halam,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Quarter One, Waya,
Waya,
Bakwashwa,
Bakwashwa,
Shimka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Behold,
Behold,
Ayai,
Ayai,
Waya,
Waya,
Kapo,
Kapo,
Waya,
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 the Iowa,
the Iowa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Atha,
Shimka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Nabad,
Nabad,
Ayawan,
Ayawan,
Al,
Al,
Cal,
Cal,
Horatazah.
in English, keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
hold not thy peace.
hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
for lo, enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee,
And they that hate thee,
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people,
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
Come,
and let us cut them off.
and let us cut them off
From being a nation.
from being a nation,
That the name of Israel.
that the name of Israel
May be no more remembered.
may be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together
With one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom
And Ishmael.
and Ishmaelite
It's like in the Ishmaelites.
and Ishmaelites
Of Moab.
of Moab
And the Hagarene.
and the Hagarene,
Jabal.
Jabal,
And Emin.
and Ammon,
And Amalek.
and Amalek,
The Philistines.
the Philistines,
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher is also joined with them.
Asher is also joined them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them
As unto the Midianites.
as unto the Midianites,
As unto Sisera.
as unto Sisera,
As to Jabin.
as to Jabin,
As the brook of Kishon.
as the brook of Kishon,
Perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Make your nobles like a ram.
And like Zahab.
And like Zahab,
Yea.
Yea.
All the princes of Zabah.
all the princes of
And
Zabah,
as Zumuna.
and as Zumuna,
Who said,
let
let us take to ourselves
us take to
the
ourselves
houses of Yahweh in possession.
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
Oh my power.
Oh my power,
Make them like a wheel.
make them like a wheel,
As the stubble before the wind.
as the stubble before the wind,
As the fire burning for wood.
as the fire burneth the wood,
And as the flames set the mountains on fire.
as the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them
With thy tempest.
with thy tempest,
And make them afraid.
and make them afraid
With thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame,
That they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
Oh Yahweh.
O Yahweh,
Let them be confounded.
let them be confounded
And troubled.
and troubled
Forever.
forever.
Yea.
Yea,
Let them be put to shame.
let them be put to shame
And perish.
and perish
And perish.
and perish,
That men may know.
that men may know
That thou.
that thou,
Whose name alone.
whose name alone
Is Yahweh.
is Yahweh,
Art the most high.
art the most high
Over all the earth.
over all the earth.
These are the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth,
And all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name Yahweh Shah.
and never Yahweh shall.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now,
Right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses,
And punishment and destruction.
and punishment and destruction
To the heathen.
to the heathen
That speak against thy prophets.
that speak against thy
The
prophets,
teachers.
the teachers,
The princes.
the princes,
The priests.
the priests,
The Israelite brothers.
the Israelite brothers,
In the school.
and the schools.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses,
And punishment and destruction.
and punishment and
To
destruction
the heathen.
to the heathen,
And shake loose.
and shake
The
loose
treasure of the rich.
the treasure of the rich
Of Israel.
of Israel
That refuse refuse to give to the school.
that refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches
Into thy sanctuary.
into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction
To the Edomites.
to the Edomites.
And the nation.
And the nation.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Posse Comitazi.
Posse Comitazi.
The gay movement.
The gay movement.
The lesbian movement.
The lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space program.
NASA space program.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airwaves.
And the airwaves.
The cable access channel.
The cable access channel.
And the radio channel.
And the radio channel.
Convict the spirit.
Convict the spirit
of any of thy people.
of any of thy people
that seek to stop us.
that seek to stop us
And bring swift destruction.
and bring swift destruction
all the heathens.
to all the heathen
that stand in the way.
that stand in the way
Or try to stop us.
or try to stop us
From broadcasting your word.
from broadcasting your word
Throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues,
Cause them to go to and fro.
cause them to go to and fro
Through the earth and consume them.
through the earth and consume them.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief
And the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahweh shine.
Let Yahweh shine.
Michael.
Michael
And Gabriel.
and Gabriel
Come down.
come down
With the flying saucer.
with the flying saucer
And punish all the heathen.
and punish all the heathen
That come up against us.
that come up against us
As we speak thy word.
as we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known.
Cause it to be known
By all.
by all
That it is sluggy. That it is the angels.
that is the angels
That have done it.
that have done it
Cause it to be
and
spread.
cause it to be spread
Through the media.
through the media
Throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahweh
In
Shai.
the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sergeant Mr. Turn. Man, Israel, Imam Shabbat, Marshal, Barak,
Yahweh Shimei Al Sabbath.
Yazamata, Sabbath service dismissed.